Hi everyone, welcome to BohoMystic. This is for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You guys are up. This is for your mid-month August 2025 reading. Let's do a check-in, see how you guys are doing. I hope that you guys are well. I feel August has been a little crazy. Big energy, big everything. So I wonder if you guys are feeling that. I feel like maybe September is going to be a relaxing into a more peaceful, energetic vibe for me. Maybe for you guys too. Yeah. So anyway, I hope that your August has been going well. I know that you guys had some big things potentially going on. And if you've been feeling anything like me, I know it's been a big month energetically for you. So let's just get into it, see what you guys have coming through. Let's see what comes through for you all. And okay, Gemini, you're up. All right, Gemini, let's see what comes out in the cards for you guys. All right, Spirit, what do we need to know for the Gemini collective? There's two there. Bottom of the deck, we have Anchor. This is the Akashic Island Normand. This is a great little deck. They give a little additional, they give an additional picture to get the point across. I was going to say this anchor is not attached to anything. It's just on land, on the sand. So you've arrived somewhere. And there's even a little finish line flag at the end here. So you have arrived somewhere. You have landed. Do you feel stranded though? And do you need to pull up anchor, or are you happy where you landed this month? I know that we talked about maybe coming out of your comfort zone in the month of August, and I wonder if this is where you've landed. Out of your comfort zone? Are you wanting to go back in your comfort zone? Is there too much change for you? Let's see. Let's take a look. What else do we have here? For Gemini, please, Spirit. What do we need to know? Gemini. All right, that felt far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have Seagull Spirit. Mental acuity, sharpened instincts, seizing of opportunities, and perseverance. This is call upon or embody Seagull Spirit. Interesting. Did you seize that opportunity that we discussed in the monthly for you? You see how this water with the anchor and now this seagull, like at the beach? I feel like you're flying around and around looking for food, for your harvest, for that fish. I can feel like I can hear the cawing, right, of a seagull. All right, let's see what's under that. This is my deck, the Sunlit Path. It will be available shortly. Oh, Ingwas. Okay. This is the seed, the germination. Natural cycles, seed, germination, new beginnings, fertility and creation, inner fire, inner strength, completion and fruition. So imagine it being like a seed, also the male seed, right? And it's the entire cycle, life cycle of the seed. Where are you on this cycle? The fact that you're looking, right? I felt like you were looking for food for harvest. Maybe you are waiting and looking to see, or you're waiting. Maybe you anchored and have gone out of your comfort zone, and now you're waiting to reap the benefits of doing that the rest of this month in August. I don't think that you're in the beginning of the seed, or it hasn't just been planted. It's like you're waiting to spot it. Spot your riches, spot your food, spot your resources. Okay, underneath that we have winter. it's coming out of winter, or maybe in winter, that's when you're going to see its benefits. Interesting. I was going to say you're coming out of your dormancy. And I felt like that was what we were talking about for you in August, Gemini. Again, coming out of your comfort zone, doing something, being something, making yourself maybe vulnerable to others. Maybe you've emerged, right? Maybe you are emerging from that winter of your life. Instead of a timing card, it's a feeling, metaphorical feeling card. Dormant, replenishing, introspection, and acceptance. One more. Present. Okay. And this is definitely the present. And again, if you're in the southern hemisphere, it is winter for you right now. This could be your present right now. Stop and smell the humanity. Experience it. It is our present to ourselves. I love this card. I always would say this to people, and I'm like, that has to be a card. You know, we're here on this beautiful planet to live and to live this life, to experience it all and learn and fall and pick ourselves up. That's what we're here to do. You know, expose our vulnerabilities, risk getting hurt, risk loving, risk doing something new and not liking it. It can be as simple as eating food that you've never had before, or trying something new that you've never done before. Yeah. I feel like you've done a lot of newness potentially in the month of August. All right. So let's get you some tarot. All right. This is the Mahogany Tarot of the New World, I believe. It's gorgeous. Anything else, please, Spirit, for Gemini? Okay. I can see that Eight of Cups. Is this what you've done? You walked away, and this is your journey. We're mid-journey of you building and walking away to build your new life towards your heart's desires, to what your heart has been calling you to do. Because what you were doing and where you were was stagnant, right? In the winter, it was dormant, and you want life. You want new flesh. Interesting. I did not mean to say flesh, but that could be for someone. You want a new love. I was going to say new, fresh ideas and fresh experiences, new experiences. Okay, I'm leaving that in because that was very, very weird. I mean, it's love. It's your heart space. These are your emotions. If you are looking for new love, that could mean that you're looking for new flesh, right? What's underneath here? Yeah, the Five of Wands. Is that what you've been leaving behind? Is that what you left behind? Everyday struggle, or every day the same old, same old. That's what I'm picking up from this. It's like every day, same old battles and experiences, bureaucracy, and same motions every single day, right? It's like being an eternal practice. An eternal practice for a game that you're ready to play in. You want to star in. You don't want to keep practicing at it. I can feel like you guys want more and do more, but you've been hesitant though at it too, you know, and you've been afraid to do it and push yourself out there. You know, you can be fed up, you can be tired of the same old, and at the same time, afraid to change. And leave that comfort zone, or too tired to change, but you want the change. You know, you could be stuck in that kind of cycle. But I think like this is where you are. You're in mid-move. I'm catching you moving out of your comfort zone. Trying something new. Trying to be a new you, a new version of yourself. Queen of Swords. Yeah. It's like you decided to cut this out. I love that it's the Queen of Swords, you know, as an air sign reading. I love how she's even with her hand. She's like, enough is enough. I decree that I want this to end. I have made my decision to move away from this. You knew it was time. You knew it was time to come out of you've seen things from a different perspective. The Queen of Swords is coming out of the Hangman mode. I feel like this is where you've been. Maybe not wanting to have come down from that. You've been up there from that tree. You've been up there not wanting to come down from that tree. You've been up there a while. And it's like, nope. You knew it was time. The Queen of Swords came in and it's like, nope, we're done. We're done with this same old, same old. I keep getting that same old, and you're not doing that, or you don't want that anymore, and you're going for something new. So maybe that rusty anchor, right? That anchor that's here on the sand that's not connected to anything, that finish line, you're like, no, I can't. This is you being stuck, not you landing and being at the finish line. You're like, this is not going to be my finish line. This is not the end to this story. I'm going to pick this up and we're going away. Maybe it's you and someone else. Okay. Let's take a look then, guys, at these cards and see what else we have for you. What else can we tease out for you, Gemini? You have the clouds. Yes. It's like the clouds, you've been in the cloudy thinking and you are now, it's like they're going to part. What else do we have? We had two of these. Oh, then you have a person. Maybe it is newfound love. Maybe it is a person. Look at that. I love how they have a little magnet, right? With those little squiggly lines. Like they're attracting you. They're bringing you out of this cloudy phase. Maybe it's a person who is pulling you towards this new beginning, to try new things, to experience new experiences, right? Maybe it's falling in love. Maybe it's someone has awakened this desire in you to want more, be more, do different. Maybe someone has come into your life and this is the person that's in the flesh, right? That's pulling you out of this. Out of this, again, stagnancy, dormancy of winter that you've been in. That's really interesting. We had number 88. Great success leading to abundance and prosperity, infinite possibilities, enlightenment and spiritual growth, perpetual flow of divine law. I think this is realizing that there are infinite possibilities for you. That you can look outside of your four walls. You can look outside of your neighborhood, out of your city, out of your job, out of your friend group. That there's more out there that you can actually get something from. And if you're an introvert or a homebody, I know that can be difficult. But I think that you're realizing, or you're feeling the pull, right? You're feeling the pull to enter domains that are not domains that you don't normally frequent. This is abundance and prosperity, sweetheart. This is calling you to an ever flowing of abundance that can be easily accessed by you, that is available to you. And you just have to move and let yourself be taken to it. Allow yourself to be in the flow of it. Receive the gifts that are awaiting you. Because growth brings gifts. It does. Growth is necessary for you to continue on your path of enlightenment, on your spirituality path. Even just, and if that's not something that you believe in or focus on, then just in your own personal experiences, your own, data bank of knowledge. The more you experience, the more you grow, the more you understand about the world and understand about yourself in turn. Ansu's divine communication. Wow. Eloquence, divine communication, truth and flow of wisdom. What did we just talk about here? Networking and communication, power of words. Yeah, again, I think that you're being pulled into a new friend group, into a new social circle, and doing things that you normally don't do. And I think that you're doing it. I think that I am catching you mid-month. I think the mid-month is actually syncing up, I think, with your reading for August. If you haven't seen it, you probably want to. It was really cool. It's like catching your big catch, a fish. That's your abundance, and it's waiting for you. And I think that you've taken that to heart, and you're doing it. You're walking the walk, even it may be timidly, but you're doing it. You're putting yourself out there. You're being brave, courageous to do something different. Maybe even expressing yourself in a different way. And we are coming out of Mercury retrograde, or it's going to take a bit for us to get traction under our feet, but you may feel stronger in your communication, in your words, in the way you express yourself, in the way others understand you in turn. As a Gemini, you may also be bringing in both sides of your wants and what you don't want, and sometimes the disparity and the competing thoughts, right, that you could potentially be experiencing. And it's like bringing them all in and figuring out what it is that you want. Maybe even nourishing all aspects of you, not just one. All right. Under clouds, Gibo, which is gift. I think that past those clouds, or once those clouds dissipate, you're going to see the gift of growth. Gift, balanced exchange. That was a huge thing in your reading. Importance of connections, partnerships, mutual support, need for equilibrium. Yeah. That was really big in your reading too in August. I think this is a really nice continuation, or a nice check-in, meeting of both connection to that reading. Those clouds, once you make the full decision and full commitment to move forward, those clouds are going to dissipate, and you're going to start seeing the gifts, seeing how valuable these new connections are. These new relational opportunities are in your life. And if this is at work, it's new coworkers, it's new boss, it's new networking at work. It's making a name for yourself, tweaking your reputation, becoming more inclusive, not exclusive, something like that. Under person, we have the Hermit in reversed. This person, and I don't think this is you, this is the attraction, right? This is the person that's pulling you out of this. So there, reflect on who in your life is pushing you out of your comfort zone, or not pushing necessarily, who is attracting you out of your comfort zone. I said flesh, like who is bringing you out of the hermit mode. You now realize this is what you want. You do want to go in this direction towards this person, towards whatever they represent. And you're going to be coming out of hermit mode. And again, you may have stayed too long in this. I have an amazing video, and it's should we hang up or hanging up the hermit card. And it came up in 2 of my other sign readings because I've been haunted by that reading and by the hermit card in these readings. I'm going to link it down there for you. It's about staying too long in this. I think we're being asked to come out of hermit's mode, join in society, join the collective, because you're needed. Your light is needed in the collective. I'm going to read a little bit from this. I love this. It's the anglerfish who has his own light. Path to wisdom and enlightenment, healing and restoration, looking inward to move forward, isolation for introspection, searching for answers. In reverse, though, and this is where you need to listen, in reverse, you're the only sign as of yet who's gotten this in reverse. Worrisome, emotional, and or physical retreat. Quest for perfection. Reluctance to seek help and self-denial. It's like those, I see you as potentially as a person who has been staying on the sidelines, seeing everyone enjoy themselves. But you're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Or, I can't do that. Or, yeah, but I'm more introverted. Or, yeah, that's just not something I do. Or that's out of my comfort zone. Self-denial. And it's like this person has influenced you to leave that, leave those type of ruminations or excuses or self-talk and try it out. Try something different. Put yourself out there. And you're doing it. You're going to do it. I feel that you're going to do it. Follow this train. Get on this train. Great success leading to abundance and prosperity. You can do this. I know it's hard, especially when you've been in this mode for a while. It's really hard. It's just step by step, little by little. Start small, and then you'll see your confidence growing, and you get a boost of courage. Number 88. Great success leading to abundance, infinite possibilities, enlightenment and growth, perpetual flow of divine love. Strength card. Yeah. Find the strength to join that cosmic flow. Leave this hermit mode. And I think that's exactly what you're doing. I think you are leaving hermit's mode. You're like, nope, not anymore. I think that's awesome. It's so awesome. I can see and feel your growth. I think you see and feel your growth. Or you surprise yourself, I think, that you want to do things that you've never wanted to do before. Or you feel more confident in stating your opinion or expressing yourself to maybe a large group of people. Or you feel like you're taking up space in your life in a different way than you have in the past. I love this. This little fish, right? Swimming to his shark side. You are the shark also. That's your fin. You realize it. It's that balance. It's the chakra alignment. Chakra balancing. And there's that confidence in there, right? Power exerted through compassionate persuasion, taming one's beast, exercising restraint, persistence, courage, and fortitude. That's where this is applying to you. Poised, confident, bold, and empowered. Yeah, accessing life force energy. That is what I'm feeling. And that's also what you're being asked to do. And this is awesome. I love this. I love this reading, Gemini. With Ansu's, with this divine communication, your own power of words, of the words you speak and act on. Queen of Pentacles. Look at this. You are exuding structure and stability in your physical world. You're providing, nurturing not only to yourself though, to others in your life now in a way, you're being present and providing and creating a space, a communal space in your life for other people also. Or you're going to be seen as a person who's like the Queen of Pentacles when you haven't in the past. Interesting. It's like you establishing a home, a life where you are welcoming and holding court for those that you love in a different way. You're showing up differently in people's lives in a more confident, empowered way. In the physical, this is Pentacles. This is the life that you are building and manifesting in the 3D. And this is how you are expressing yourself as the Queen of Pentacles to everyone in your life now. I feel like this is different than how you've been viewed or seen before. Wow, that's really interesting. We have the, clouds, Gibo, and the Three of Swords. Yeah, I think that the Three of Swords has kept you behind these clouds or hasn't allowed you. Look, even the gray clouds up here with the rain. It's like as though past hurts, pain, disappointments, words, past pain from judgments, rejections, have kept you from seeing everything else that's been available to you. Has kept you small. That's what I'm feeling. And it's like no more. You found your voice again. And also you're not allowing those words, those past pains, I feel like it's verbal, to hold power over you anymore. Wow, just like Cancer in the water signs video where they've mastered their element, they've taken control over their element. I feel like that's what you're doing. You're taking back control over how words affect you moving forward. Thoughts affect you, how you control and don't let your thoughts control you. Yeah. Whereas being imbalanced intellectually, rationally, analytically, I don't know. It's like you're not letting yourself spiral anymore and revisit these past hurts and let them dictate to you your future happiness. You're like, no, not anymore. They don't have that power over me anymore. Wow. That's true, Gemini. More power to you. This is so impressive. You're so impressive. Six of Wands in Judgment. Guys, this is fantastic. You and Leo have had probably the biggest breakthroughs or most, I don't know, like happiest readings I've had thus far, I think. This person with the Hermit card in reverse, it's like, it's there, that success of you leaving Hermit's mode and coming out into the, it's like, I can hear the song, I'm coming out. You know, like for the world to see and know and all that other stuff. That's what I feel. It's like, you're like, I'm coming. I hear you. I feel you. I can, you know, I sense you. Again, if this is new love, amazing. If this is the person that you're in love with, amazing. If this is a new friend, I don't know, someone that just inspired you. It could be a podcast. It could be someone that has lured you out of your comfort zone, lured you out of your comfort zone of being in hermit's mode. Is giving you the strength or, I don't know, lit a fire under you to come out into the world and play in a different way. Or to come out into the world and express yourself and take up space in your life and express your desires and your boundaries and your limits and just, again, take up space in your own life. And you're doing it. Look at this. You are doing it. This is amazing. And then we have with 88 abundance, prosperity, and the strength card, we have the judgment card. Yeah, the judgment is in your favor, sweetheart. This is you being called to the major leagues, and this is you having the strength to do it. And spirit, source, your team, the universe saying, congratulations. Congratulations. This is huge. It's like you chose well. My love, you chose well. And this is going to bring you to the world card, ending a cycle. Finally, learning a huge lesson, putting that in your arsenal as future knowledge, right? It's like, job well done. You've passed that test. Wow. Gemini, this has been so lovely. I just want to thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading. It's been so wonderful. If you guys want to share your stories, I would love to hear what this is and what newness you've gotten yourself into. And if it's love, enjoy it. All right. I can't wait to see what September brings for you, what Virgo season brings for you. And yeah, till next time. Bye. Hi, Libra, you're up. Let's see what your mid-month check-in has in store for you. Let's take a look. I know that in your monthly read, we had some theme of reconciliation. Let's see. I know that you were having a lot of personal growth. Let's see. I hope that the month of August has been nice. It's been manageable. It's been barely manageable for me. No, hopefully it's been manageable and that you're getting through it just fine. All right, Spirit, what do we need to know for Libra, please, for their mid-month check-in? I see 3 cards in this one. Bottom of the deck, Crown. Nice. We have Saturn with Virgo. We're going in Virgo season right now. Well, in a few days. September. And Saturn. Time Master. Father. Structure. It's like winning that crown. Are you entering or becoming a king in your own right in your life? Are you finding your sovereignty? Are you expanding on your vision, your empire? Or is this you winning King of the Mountain? Let's see. That's really cool. Let's see what else we have for you, sweetheart. This fell. I just wanted to see what this was. Manaz. Self-attunement, self-awareness, placement in this world, collective consciousness, humanity and relationships, conflict resolution, and manifestation. Okay. Well, that was the Akashic Eye Lenormand deck. This is my deck, the Sunlit Path. That's going to be available very soon for purchase. All right. For Libra, what else do we need to know? Okay, I'll take them. Bottom of the deck, we have call upon or embody eagle spirit, freedom, personal power, truth, and elevated perspective. Are you seeing something? Wow, I feel this may be a continuation. Are you seeing things from a different perspective regarding a relationship or your place in a family, your place in a community, your place at work? Do you feel like you are being put in a leadership position that you don't want, that's being forced upon you? Or you feel like the burden to rule? Underneath that, we have house. Yeah. And it's like the King of Hearts is in that corner. Jupiter and Cancer. It's mom and dad. And that fence, like boundaries. Are you realizing you need to be strict, right? With structure and Saturn. Do you feel like you need to be strict and establish boundaries with your family or those that you consider family or in your home? Underneath that, we have the whip. Yeah. Yep. Mars and Scorpio. Yeah, like you're cleaning out house and laying down the law in some way. Setting those boundaries, those fences around what you need to do. Okay. All right, bottom, yeah, so we had the eagle spirit, like I said. So that's what started this whole thing. What's underneath there? Another animal, stag spirit, spiritual omen, protection, regeneration, traveler between realms. I feel like this is protection, but you're being called to protect. Maybe you feel like you need to protect your home, your environment, your family. Again, like you feel like you're the king, you're the divine masculine, and it's, taking care of people, protecting them. The high priestess, yeah. But maybe you're not, I was going to say, but you don't want to just be divine masculine. You need to balance that with being divine feminine also. Maybe because you don't want her to come across as being too domineering, too like cut off from your emotions. And now that the high priestess has come up, maybe that's what you're doing. You're also not opening up to anyone. You're not expressing yourself that you may need help with this. You may be keeping all this to yourself. Ruled by the moon, yin energy of receptivity, trusting your intuition, introspection versus direct confrontation. Maybe you're afraid of the direct confrontation with someone. Pause, reflect, and seek clarity. Reserved, secrets, and secretive. I feel like that's true. Maybe it's easier for you to be the king, dictate, and not express your feelings and open up to someone. It's like that direct confrontation is like a buzzword in my brain. You don't want that. And your way of handling things is by, again, what I said, like laying down the law. Don't forget to balance, Libra. Balance. Okay, let's get some tarot cards for you guys. Spirit. This is the Mahogany Tarot World, the New World or World Edition. All right, Spirit, what does Libra need to know? I'll take them. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Swords. Wow. You know what I just got from this? He's looking at them and he has the Three of Swords, and he has 3 of the swords and 2 are on the ground. It's like he's making the rules. He's like, there's one for each of you. I'll take these because you don't need all 5. Again, like you're parenting. You're parenting them. Wow, that's a first for the 5 of Swords. Because if you allow them, they'll take them all, and then there won't be enough for everyone, or they'll be wasted on them. And they're being petulant, and they wanted more. They feel like they're... This is parenting. I feel that very strongly. What's underneath? 10 of Wands. Yeah. I can feel the burden here. I can feel that you're overburdened. That you feel like you have to do this. But, you know, is this a choice? Like, do you have help? Can these two help you carry this load? Are you letting them help? Are you asking for help? Well, I don't think you are with the High Priestess there. But the good thing about the 10 of Wands is that you can lay them down soon. But you may be making this more difficult than it has to be. Yeah, 7 of Wands. You're being defensive about it. Maybe you're even being defensive watching this and me saying this. That's interesting. It's like a Libra who is taking on everything and not sharing the load. Or you feel that that's being put all on top of you and no one else can help. Or you feel like no one else can help and I feel like everybody's making me do it, so I'll just do it. But you don't realize that you won't get anywhere if you don't ask. Like, it doesn't all have to fall on your shoulders. Oh, one more, no more. Just, oh my gosh. Well, there you are. This is you. In my opinion, telling you this is not balanced. This is not balanced. Look at those cards. That's a lot for one person to deal with at once. We have to figure out a way to balance all these things, these competing projects, competing priorities in your life. It's finding a way to share the load and not be defensive about it either. If someone says, well, you know, sometimes you're doing a lot for someone and yet they are not very appreciative, or they may criticize the way something's done, or that they're not really happy with it, and you're like, well, you really don't get an opinion, or like it's easy to criticize or not be happy with something when you didn't do anything to earn it, work for it. It could be as simple as like dinner. And you're like, well, did you cook? Did you offer to cook? Things like that. But I'm going to just ask you, did you ask or tell them hey, you're cooking tonight, or you're figuring out dinner. I'm not doing that tonight. And this could be much more complicated than dinner. This is just an example. All right. Let's take a look at these cards and see what's in store for you, hon. We have Console. That's Jupiter with Aquarius. Meta. This may be work with the console, the computer console there. Or you may feel, look, it even has like a little face on there. You may feel like this is you, like you're just a robot. Emotionless, just plugging in, day out. And that's all you do. And what did I say? Like, don't block your emotions in this kinghood. Don't only worry about one aspect of protecting and taking care of. Feed yourself and feed them emotionally too. This is a hard one. I feel like this is about everyday burdens, day in, day out activities. Then you have Mice. Oh, this is anxiety. Saturn and Virgo. Virgo season's coming up again. Actually, the crown is Saturn in Scorpio. The mice are Saturn in Virgo. I think I may have said the opposite. Still, Virgo season, it's like you're worried. They look like bills, paperwork around this person's head. Maybe you're worried. Again, you've taken over everything. Again, under crown was the house. Maybe you have all of the house chores and the household bills and renovations and everything to do with your home you're carrying on your shoulders, or you feel like you are. And you're just overburdened right now. I think this is getting through. It's anxiety. It's feeling like you're maybe hemorrhaging money every which way. And how are you going to make ends meet? And that you're wasting money, and you're paying for things that you necessarily shouldn't have to, or you're trying to figure out your family budget because you want to know where you're losing money, where are you spending money that you shouldn't have to, or you shouldn't. Maybe this is you calculating your family budget. Oh my gosh, we have 2 mice cards. You got both of them. I know that they have duplicates, and I left them in because they're different depictions. I haven't used this deck in a while, and I forgot that. One, you see the mice, and the other you don't. And it's like you are trying to figure out where you're losing resources. Like that there are things going missing, or you feel, again, this is like balancing this budget, like I said. Where in your life are you losing resources? What's not working for you in your life? Like, where are you losing your energy? Where are you losing your energy? And it's like before you really didn't know, but the mice are here. You're beginning to see. Wow, right? The 5 here. You're beginning to see people taking more than one sword when they don't need more than one sword. You're beginning to see where things are being mismanaged. This definitely could be work. This is a really neat, for me as a reader, reading. and how things are coming, right? With the eagle spirit, it's like you now have eagle-eye vision of where and how things are being mismanaged. And you're like, I need to go in there and take control of this whole situation. Wow. But is it your responsibility only? Are you the only one that can do it? And if not, who can you ask to help? Because it shouldn't all fall on you. Number 11, yeah, it's definitely on your path. Spiritual awakening, heightened intuition and inner guidance, start of a new phase that will bring balance, duality and balance. Maybe this is your way of balancing, or you think this is your way of balancing, but you're taking it all and you're not balancing. Just be careful with that. I know that you have a deep innate desire to balance things out. You may think that you have to go in there and just do it yourself. That is in and of itself not balanced for you. I keep getting that. That's not balancing for you though. And it's like you're willing to sacrifice that in order to take care of business everywhere else. Yeah, I mean, sometimes we have to. Sometimes we have to sacrifice. Sometimes we have to take the brunt of the work. Absolutely. I do that all the time. But I also have learned to accept help and seek help when I have to, because it will burn you out fast. And I don't want to get to the point where I am so burned out at the end that I then I can't enjoy anything. Hope with the console. Maybe you have the hope to see things differently. Maybe things are not as bad as you think, or you have the hope to be able to clean out and do everything that you need to do quickly and rebalance yourself. And if this is you mitigating and reconciling and dealing with other people, there was that conflict card that came out before. Maybe you have the hope that taking a measured approach to this will balance out that relationship too, or instilling and creating these boundaries and budgets and outlining how things have to be and people need to abide by. Maybe that's your hope to balance out the situation for everyone. I just feel like that's not all of it though. You may be missing something there. The death card with the mice, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. That's you seeing and putting an end to this thievery. This is you putting an end to this fear of losing any more than you have to. If it's due to anxiety, if it's due to mindless spending, if it's due to groundless expectations or unrealistic expectations, that's what I'm getting. It's like you saying, we're putting an end to all of this. I'm feeling this to be a very practical, methodical, step-by-step reading of the cards. I am not seeing this as spiritual. I am not seeing this as metaphysical. I'm feeling very air right now, and I'm reading these cards in a way that I haven't in a long time. It's like this is like a door stopper. You're like, we're stopping this, right? We're putting an end to this. We're putting an end to this, and we're doing this. I mean, even with like the 5 swords, all I see this is like a family and you parenting and telling people, nope, yeah, there's 5 swords here. Guess what? You guys each get 1 because you don't need any more. That's what I'm getting. That's all I'm getting from these cards. And maybe that's been your approach. A little patriarchal, right? As a king. Very stern, budgeting people's time, maybe budgeting people's access to you or access to each other or access to the internet, access to things. You know, it's, I feel this is very perfunctory and very managerial. I feel like that's what's coming across. Like you're being very managerial about your environment and the people. That includes, though, the people that are in your environment. Like who you allow in and out of your environment, what kind of access they get, what they're allowed to do. But it all comes down from a place of love and also a place of trying to better your environment. Not just for yourself, for everyone. Like you're taking care of everyone, even if they don't see it that way. That's a lot of work and it's a lot of stress. Remember that. Berkana. Yeah. All right, with the other mouse card. So you have these two mice, right? You have the death card and you have the birth card. I mean, you can get that. Now I'm finally getting the death and rebirth. But literally, how crazy is that? I'm getting all these messages very air-esque, very intellectually. Here's the death, here's the birth. It's like death and rebirth. I'm now seeing death and rebirth. You are, again, putting an end to the things that you think don't need to be there and should not be there, and ways of doing things that are not good, are not effective, but you're implementing new ways of doing everything. Again, you're setting the budgets, you're setting the rules and regulations, you're telling everybody what needs to be done, you're setting boundaries, you're setting the limitations, things like that. I would love to hear how this resonates with people, because if this is very clear to me, I feel this. So I would just love to see who this resonates with. Berkana, birth, growth, flourishing, liberation and renewal, recovery and rejuvenation. This may be an austerity plan that you are implementing in your company. This may be an austerity plan that you're implementing in your family. This may be an austerity plan that you're actually implementing in your social group, with your social interactions, your social circle. Like, I haven't really been enjoying how I've been spending time with people in my life, but I'm figuring out how to do it in a different way. So I'm getting boundaries and limitations a lot. So I'm trying to figure out like how does that apply to different people's experiences, right? So I can see how it applies in all of these aspects. Wow. Under 11, you have King of Swords. Yeah. This is you figuring out the duality and balance. You are having your growing pains doing this. I'm just stating it. But I do think, like I said, this is how you think. This is how you need to balance things. And I think that you are in your element and saying, but you're the king, right? It's like you're, how funny, the king again. Because that's all I said when I saw crown. I didn't say the queen, I said the king. And you're just like, and it's funny because it could also, I mean, the Queen of Swords can be cutting. I don't think that's what you're doing. I think that you are super judicious. Like you are the mediator right now. You're the judge. You're the jury. You're everything. You're like, you see, right? With meta here, with the console, how funny is that? Now I can finally see the meta. It's like you see the matrix and you know exactly, you think you know exactly how to manage everything so it works well and perfunctory and the way it should. And you're implementing, like, it's like somebody taking their company and doing a reorg kind of thing. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's what you're doing if you're in a position of power. Or maybe, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with that. Or if you have your own personal business and you're just rewriting everything. Or you are claiming bankruptcy and restarting your company. That came out of nowhere, but I could see that. Chapter 11 and refiling. Wow, if that hits on someone, please tell me, because that was, yeah. Four of Pentacles with the hope and the console. Yeah, I think that you're trying to find ways to save. Save emotional turmoil and strife within your family, your friend group, your social circle. Save for your company. Save for your family. Like, you're trying to fill your coffers up again. However, whatever that currency is that you're trying to fill up, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to save, create a savings again, because you feel like you have lost so much from that savings bank, a savings account. Under Mice and Death, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Yay. Yeah. Putting an end to this, I think you're going to see benefits. Absolutely. I just want to say, I think you're going to see actual benefits, but I am worried about you, Libra. You may see benefits in your environment because you're doing all the hard work, but just please, I'm worried about you burning out and overdoing it for you. But I do think that all these things, you are essentially, you're turning the wheel yourself. You're turning the wheel yourself. Yeah, I feel very determined, like you're very determined, where you actually feel like I can turn. I don't need to wait for the fates to turn the wheel. I'll turn it by doing all these things. And that's leaving me with an uneasiness too. I feel like you feel very empowered and very, it's like you're committed to this no matter what, and it's happening no matter what. And you're not going to listen to anyone else or anyone else's opinion regarding something. Or it's up to you to implement and not anyone else. With the Berkana, we have the Ace of Swords. Yeah. It's the new birth. It's like this is you laying down the law. And this is clarity. This is truth. This is information. You are birthing like a new handbook in your company. You are giving everyone the rules. You are saying, this is how we're doing it moving forward. That's the new beginning, right? This is birthing. So the birth, and here you go. This is what we're doing moving forward. With the 11 and the King of Swords, we have last two cards. The 7 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. I think that you're going to feel impatient to see the rewards. And even potentially people's appreciation of what you've done and what you do. Because this goes back to me saying you're doing too much. You're not letting anyone else do it. So I feel like this for me is not, hey, 9 of Pentacles. It's me. It's for me. All I'm seeing, and it's the King of Swords saying, okay, well, come on. I want to see what's happening here. I'm feeling impatience with the 7, right? Because the 7s are evaluation. They're a review. And this is also a turning back card, which people don't talk about often. So this is an opportunity for you to stop and look and say if everything is going the way you want it to, or if it's not worth it. And if it's not worth it, then you abandon this project. And I don't think that's where you're going to be or that's what's happening. I just think that your impatience will come through with the 7. And also, I think that you're not going to feel appreciated. I think that we can't discount, in the end, how you're going to feel. Even if what you've done has been successful. In the end, we can't, the 9 of Pentacles is not enough. That's why we go to the 10. You know, even if you have some kind of success, I think that you're going to feel underappreciated. And you're going to feel overburdened. And you're going to feel kind of used in the end. So I think there's going to be tweaking. I think there's going to be maybe going back and forth between different ways of doing things. I think you're going to need to take in other people's opinions and then see how things work out. I think that the rest of October and this month has been you kind of recalibrating anyway. So I think you're working and putting yourself through the paces. Keep doing the hard work. I just want to say maybe this is kind of, I don't know, a wake-up call or just a little advice for you mid-month just to give yourself a break and to maybe let someone else in, or to include other people in your decision making, or allow them to pick up the slack, right? Or allow them to do something that will help you be able to complete your vision. Yeah, you're not an island and you don't have to do everything alone. But you can't be offended, right, and defensive if people have their own opinions. If you are the decision maker, you're the decision maker. That can be made clear to people. But sometimes it's nice to hear an outside opinion. When we are doing everything by ourselves, we don't get the benefits of hearing, of seeing things from different points of view. So I know that was kind of all over at the end, but there is something like that here. I've been feeling it from the beginning. Do not let yourself get burned out. It's not worth it. I'm not saying don't work hard. I'm not saying that you don't have a lot on your plate, because you do. I can feel that you have a lot on your plate. But it doesn't have to be all or nothing. So, yeah, Libra, that's what I see for you. I can't wait to see how this sort of trickles into September. I would love to see more carefree, happier cards come forward. I would love to see you in a more carefree, energetic flow. I would. So until September, until your next reading in Virgo season, we'll see you then. Bye, Libra. Hi, Aquarius, you're up. Let's see what the cards have in store for you for your mid-month reading. All right, moving this. There's a card here at the bottom. Fox Spirit. This came up in your bonus reading on TikTok. Okay, strategic, playful, adaptable, and swift action. I believe this came up in your bonus reading. I don't know now. Okay. So what does the Akashic Eye Lenormand deck have for you? Spirit. What does Aquarius need to know mid-month, August 2025? Aquarius, please. Bottom of the deck, we have the Serpent with the Moon and Scorpio. It's like oh my goodness, look at this snake around the egg. It's an evolution. It is the beginning and ending. Wow. This deck is really cool. They add little pictures and they're going from kind of a quarrel to making amends and shaking hands at the end. That's why I said it's a beginning and an ending. It's a transformation. It's a shedding. It's an evolution of something that you are now involved in. It's like the Queen of Wands, Queen of Clubs. I don't see this. I mean, that would be more of the playing card association. I don't see this as the Queen of Wands at all. But I do see the fire. I can understand fire. It's like burning away, like the phoenix rising. Wow, I feel like destruction and rebirth. Okay. Underneath that, we have the letter. It's like an announcement. And underneath that, we have the lily. Yeah. Yeah. I would say it's some kind of important official. I was going to say wise, but it's like an important announcement. Or maybe this transformation is of that importance, right? Making you wiser, making you, the word is like established. Interesting. All right, I can be there forever. All right, let's see what else we have. For Aquarius, please. This is the Summit Path. It's my deck. It's going to be available soon. All right, for Aquarius, please. What do we need to know, Spirit, for mid-month? Mid-month, August 2025. You need to know, please. All right. Anything else? Okay, the Fox card came out again. Who's playing a game of chess? That's what I just got now. A lot of strategizing going on. Bottom of the deck, we have winter. This card has been coming up like big time in all my readings. Dormant, replenishing, introspection, and acceptance. Maybe you are strategizing or implementing something now that's going to be coming into fruition in winter, if you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, I would say the summer. I definitely feel this is a timing card in this reading. Whereas in other readings, it's been metaphorical. It's like you are implementing, strategizing something that you're going to see come to fruition. Right now, it's almost September, like in 3 months' time. 2-3 months' time. Or something that's happening now is going to have a huge outcome or effect in the winter, in a couple months, 2 to 3 months. Call upon or embody mouth spirit, vigilance, adaptability, humility, and resourcefulness. Wow. I want to say vigilance. I felt that. I think there may be a lot of things happening, if maybe even in your job, in your career. I think this is asking for you to be vigilant, to be with your ears open, right? Not be vigilant, anxiety ridden, nothing like that. But like mice can be hidden in little areas. It's like, think of a cartoony mouse, in a corner, listening to what's going on around them. Vigilant of who comes and who goes, piecing together little bits of conversation, little bits of information that is slowly trickling down from management or from the higher ups in your company. Just, I feel that. And strength underneath there. Mice are very adaptable. It's, very strong. They have lots of strengths, even though we don't see it. In my cards, in my deck, regarding the animals, I focus on their attributes. And of course, when a reading takes me the other way, if they're in reverse, I can go the other way. But that's what I wanted to portray in these cards. And then it's interesting that we got strength afterwards. We have a small little fish meeting head on its sharpness, right? It's the taming of its beast. But all I'm seeing now is this little fish as a mouse. You don't need to be a shark You can stay small. You don't have to, it's like, wow, play small until you have to play big. That's a strategy, right? With the Fox card keep coming out, which I saw fell again. Stay in your fish form for right now until you have to be a shark. That's so interesting that I'm getting that. I wouldn't be surprised if Temperance came out. It's like not reacting to news, not flying off the handle or going negative, or, you know, it's just go with the flow. It's like finding that flow, right? That flow and the rainbow here, which also for me, I have in here to represent the chakras and gaining that inner strength and inner temperance and that inner balancing. You know, stay in the flow during this month, the remainder of this month, because I know that your readings have been phenomenal and they've been big, but it's been talking about impending change, impending, possibly you having to take on more work or be responsible for more. And I think this is asking you to not react prematurely regarding these new changes. Because potentially, what I'm feeling is like potentially how you react, that's how that could influence the outcome for you in this situation. You could be in the running for a position. You could be seen as a candidate for something that you're not aware of right now. Right, I definitely think this is going to be a work reading. I do. I'm going to do one more. Shadow work. Yeah, it's funny because what I see here, and I know, because again, I created the card, it's the ego. And I almost said this over here, but I didn't want to take it to the ego with the humility. Do not let your ego or your fears take center stage. I know that it's easy to do when you hear disturbing news or rumors or gossip about changes, and you know, you also kind of want to, I don't know, be the first one out the door or start looking for another job, or like you want to make sure that you're covered in case something happens. I don't think that you need to worry about something happening to you. I think that, just take it slow. Don't let your emotions and your fears get the best of you, and just allow things to be brought to you. Keep an ear open though, listen. Just don't react right now. I think that you're being asked to be stoic and don't react. And the wolf spirit. Okay, I can go on. I'm not going to. Let's take a look at your tarot. This is the Mahogany Tarot World Edition. It's gorgeous. For Aquarius, please, Spirit, what do we need to know? All right. I don't want to go through them all now. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah. I think that you have the higher ground. I love that this card came up. Yeah, I think that you may feel maybe a little defensive. I think that you may have to, I think you're going to feel like you have to defend your position or make sure that, or you may even have the fear that someone can take your position away from you. But you don't. With the Seven of Wands, you have the higher ground. You will be able to fend them off. You will be victorious. But now, don't be defensive if there are changes that you necessarily don't like coming down the pike. Don't be a negative Nancy and just start complaining about everything. This is what I'm feeling and what I should be, this is what I feel the advice should be to you. I necessarily may not agree with all of this stuff. That's outside of myself. I am telling you what I am feeling that I have to say to you. Do not allow yourself to get in the way of this change. I think that you're going to be fine. I just think that, again, I think this is work. So if this resonates for you, this is your reading. If I don't know how this would be in a personal relationship, or how this would, I don't know how this would apply in another way right now, because this is all I'm feeling. It's work. So just, right? Center yourself and let yourself, it's going to be a ride. I feel like there are a lot of changes, ups and downs that are coming to you. And I don't necessarily think they're even affecting you. I just think that you may be in an environment that's in flux right now, and it's not comfortable. I just don't want you to react in ways where you call attention to yourself in a negative way. That's it. Justice, yeah. Balance, balance, balance. Holy moly, balance. Yeah. I think that you're going to start seeing people leave. This is very literal for me. Oh, Page of Cups. And you may actually end up benefiting from that. Wow. I think that you're going to see a lot of people leave. I think that you're going to see a lot of people jump ship. But you just need to remain balanced, because it will tip in your favor. It will tip in your favor. Wow, Aquarius. You guys always have these like crazy readings. All right, let's take a look at your cards. First card, clouds, and then the sun. Holy moly, what did I say? I think you're going to be caught up in this very cloudy atmosphere. You're in an environment that's really in flux right now. And you may not even be aware of how in flux it is. If this is a bigger company, or a company that's going again through a reorganization, or I don't know, your boss, or, who knows what this is. I just want you to know that you're going to be getting that enlightenment, clarity, all of the good stuff is coming in. It's coming in. And it is uncomfortable, and I wanna recognize that and tell you I understand that it's uncomfortable. Just hold on, though. Hold on. You're gonna be fine. And you may actually be asked for your opinion, by the way. They're holding that flashlight. You may actually be asked to shine light in areas that need help, or your opinion. That's awesome. You may actually be dying to give your opinion, and have had your opinions before and given them, but they've never been taken into account. Just do it in a pro company, pro team, pro successful way, positive, optimistic way. You know, this is a problem. And if you have a solution, and you're, the big top person's asking you, give a great solution if you have a solution for it. End with a positive. That's a very good psychological tip. This is a problem, but this is how I think you can remedy it. You come out shining in this. Jira, oh my gosh, that's harvest. Cyclical completion, efforts rewarded, value of patience. Holy moly, guys. Value of patience. Journey towards one's goal. Absolutely. No question. Absolutely. You're going to bring in your harvest. I think that you will have to be a little bit more patient potentially. But you're going to bring in a harvest, and you're going to be happy with it. Yeah. call upon seagull spirit or embody seagull spirit. I already know what I want to take away from these cards, and that's seizing opportunities. Seagulls seize opportunities. I'll read the rest just so that you have an idea of the card. Mental acuity, sharpened instincts, seizing of opportunities, and perseverance. They all fit, especially with sharpened instincts. I'm hoping that this is helping you sharpen your instincts right now. I am giving you step-by-step instructions of what to do. Yeah, and it's like, I feel very matter-of-fact about that. But seizing of opportunities, I think you're going to seize and capitalize on opportunities that are going to be a result of these changes, of the fallout, potentially, of some people leaving the company, specifically. I do think that demands will be put on you, and you're not going to want to do them, and you're going to have to wait it out and see how you will end up getting and reaping those rewards from this added workload. So that's come up before in your readings, and I think this is a continuation of that. Here's your call upon or embody fox spirit, guys. This is your strategic, adaptable self. This is what you need to be. This should be your cover card for the entire reading. This is what you need to be. Then you have, look at this, in reverse. Wow. Call upon or embody dragon spirit. Yeah, with the clouds. I completely agree with this. In this instance, I think that you need to tone down the passion behind potentially of fear and anger and frustration with what's going on. Like, don't be a dragon breathing fire, right? In the midst of all these clouds and all the things that are going on, they don't need, or the environment doesn't need, a dragon right now. They don't. So that's why I think you're in reverse. It's like, let's tone it down and see how this all works out in your favor. Wow. The Empress with the sun. You are going to receive. And I want to say you're going to receive abundance, but this may not even be money. Money would be nice, of course, especially if we're talking about work. But you may be getting recognition. You may be getting accolades where that may be what you have been seeking. So remember, abundance means different things to different people. And for people who have been working diligently without a thank you or someone saying great job, or maybe all you've wanted is to feel or have someone acknowledge how good you are at your job. That is true. I mean, there are a lot of people who feel that way. They love what they're doing. They don't want to be, promoted. They don't want more duties, but they want to be felt. They want to feel like they're appreciated, like they're an important part of the team. You may be getting that type of acknowledgement. Acknowledgement. You may get a different payment. Like, you may get a different compensation plan. You may get a promotion. You may end up you may be convinced to do something else. They may see that you're a perfect fit for something that you never even thought you were. But you're definitely going to receive, and you're also going to be seen as a vital part of their creation, of their success, of their harvest, of their flourishing, of their success, because that's what the Empress is. She creates the beauty and the success and the everything, right? She's love and beauty in everything. She's all the queens in one. She is fecundity. She is life-giving. And if you are seen as a life-giving employee or life-giving manager or life-giving team player, you're going to be so respected and so loved and so deeply valued wherever you work. I know that's a lot, and I'm taking this and extrapolating all that, but that's what, first of all, that's what tarot is, but it's about the archetypes. It's about how this relates to us here. I mean, the fact that the sun is shining on the Empress, and this is what you're getting, you are going to be seen as the Empress. And in part, if you follow my advice of not freaking out when everyone else is freaking out about all these changes, not lashing out and being negative and reacting too soon, right? So that's more masculine. It's more divine masculine. If you engage in your divine feminine right now, that is the ticket. That is the golden ticket. With Jira, you have the 5 of Swords. Yeah. You're going to see how others and how other people are not going to fare as well. I'm just saying that. I hate to say that because no one wants to be in this position and no one takes pleasure in that. But I think that you're going to also see that all this strife, right? All this back and forth, where no one is a victor. There's going to be times when you feel like no one's really winning. You know, it's unfair. I think you're going to finally feel like things are turning in the right direction, where you're going to have fairness and you're going to be able to reap those rewards. I say this hesitating because I do feel like some people won't, but I do feel like you are. So we need to wish them well and send them positive energy. But I do feel like in the end, you also have gone through really difficult times and feeling unseen, potentially not getting what you deserve. And in this go around, in this right cyclical harvest, it's like the wheel of fortune. You're going to be getting what you deserve this time. With Seagull Spirit, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Yes, again, another divine feminine. Divine feminine is your ticket. It's seizing of opportunities in your divine feminine. And that's going to, again, it's how people feel in your presence. It's how people feel in your presence. How you make them feel like you're a caregiver, you're nurturing, you do it all. You create an amazing work environment. There's something like that. And that's going to allow you naturally, from being her and being the Empress, you're naturally going to become you're naturally going to go into a position of being able to seize those opportunities. And I don't even necessarily think you're seizing opportunities. I think they're going to be also bestowed upon you. So in a way, your behavior does seize those opportunities by allowing the flow to come back to you to receive. Wow. Now that's meta. I can feel that. It's the success of the Empress. That is what you're doing. It's the manifestation, right? She is Libra and Taurus. The Taurian collective manifests. They're super manifestors. And Libra, they're balancers. They're judicious. You know, fellow air sign. Air and earth, right? It's like bringing knowledge into action and into the 3D, into form and matter. It's very powerful, very powerful. Under Fox Spirit, we have the Lover's card. Oh, look at this. The 2 of Cups right next to it. The choices you make are bringing into union, divine union. This is on your path. This is divine timing. The strategy and the decisions, right? Your strategy leads to your decisions and your interpersonal relationships. the harmony and cooperation that you act upon in your interpersonal relationships are bringing in this commitment. Commitment. You may be receiving a commitment from them. You may be receiving, or you may be reestablishing a commitment with someone. You may be accepting a position that is on your path forward with this company, and also it's part of your life path to be in. This is beautiful. This is big, guys. I can see how there's patience being called for here. There's a lot of change here. It doesn't happen overnight. And I think that you are in the flux right now. You are in the environment of change. Again, if this is resonating and you are, I would love to hear. Winter. I think within the next couple months, you're going to see all this come to fruition and see you're going to be receiving those gifts soon. Last two cards. Holy freaking moly. I just was telling you about how patience is being called for. And about how this change, and this is in the next couple months, that's when the change is gonna happen. You're gonna be getting those rewards. Tower card and the Seven of Pentacles. There's your patience. In this card, you're going to see the harvest coming in. It's amazing. This is the promise that this is going to pay off for you. This is not a tower. This is not a devastating tower. This is a tower in whatever environment this is. This is outside of yourself. And if it has to do with you specifically, this is something that's going to rock your world, meaning you're going to all of a sudden be offered a new job, a new position, a promotion, a raise, a new compensation plan. This is you entering the inner circle. This is you being leaned upon by the big boss. Something is going to change in this environment for you, big time. I keep saying reorganization. And the way that you handle this situation now dictates what kind of harvest you're going to get. Harvest. So I really feel like this is a perfectly timed reading for you, Aquarius. I hope that this reading becomes a source of help and advice. You're being asked to use the strategy that we've laid out here in these cards. Be adaptable, be vigilant, but don't overreact. Don't be pessimistic. Don't be a negative Nancy, but at the same time, if you're asked and you have the opportunity to shine and give your opinion and give a fix to those problems that you want to talk about, do that. Look like a jack of all trades. Look like the Empress, where you create an amazing work environment. Shine. This is your opportunity to shine the light on everything that you bring to the table and everything that you can create in your company. This is crazy, and it's crazy good. It is crazy good. You can weather all these storms. I know this is uncomfortable, and growing pains are uncomfortable at work, especially when companies are growing and changing and all that. Just stay at it, because you are going to reap the benefits. You really, really, really are. Wow. Lots of majors here. Lovers, Tower, Empress. And you have divine timing cards And number 7s, which are divinity. Like these are on your path to do. Review, evaluation, divine timing, divine connection. 7 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles. You have the Sun card in Lenormand, which is like the Sun card. It's the happiest card also in Lenormand, just like it is in Tarot. And you have Jira. It's the harvest. It's that cyclical completion. Your efforts are rewarded. Your efforts. This is not a gift. This is not just coming out. It's not the 6 of Pentacles where there's a benevolence involved. No, this is from your efforts. So have faith, and I can't wait to hear from you or see what September and October has in store for you, because I think this is going to play out in these next few months. All right, Aquarius, that's what I see for you guys. Stay strong. You've got this. All right, till next time. Bye.